Shalom and welcome. Thank you for stopping by this channel. Today's topic is on wrath. It's part 10 of the series Works of the Flesh. And so let's begin by going over the definition for wrath. Wrath is extreme anger, and it is the absence of patience and peace. And if you have ever been that angry before, then you know that's true, that you did not have peace and you lost your patience. And so the question we need to ask ourselves now is, should we have that level of anger inside of us as a believer, as a child of the Most High? A matter of fact, should we have anger inside of us at all? Let's take a look at Ephesians chapter 4, verses 26 to 27. And it says, "Be ye angry and sin not. So is it even possible for us to be angry and not sin? Let not the sun go down upon your wrath." And as we continue to verse 27, we'll see why. "Neither give place to the devil." That's why. Because if we allow anger to linger, to manifest, we are giving place to the devil. Now let's take a look at 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. And it says, "Be sober, be vigilant. When you are extremely angry, are you sober? Are you vigilant?" So be sober, be vigilant. Why? Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. If you're in a drunken state of wrath, you are not sober and you're not vigilant. Therefore, you are given place to the devil. And once you give him a place, know that sin is knocking at the door. Anger is an emotion. Yes, it is. But we cannot allow ourselves to get that angry to the state of wrath. Because when we do that, we are now in a drunken state. And when you are in a drunken state, you're not able to think clearly. You're not sober. You're not vigilant. And so the enemy is able to come in and plant seeds. And when you're in that drunken state of wrath, a command is normally broken. And one of the commands that is mostly broken during that state is the command that we should love our neighbor as ourselves. We are not able to love our neighbor as ourselves when we are in that drunken state because unkind words are being spoken. And sometimes it leads to physical actions as well. And so you're trespassing against your neighbor. And sometimes you may find yourself when you're in that drunken state that you're even trespassing against your own self. You begin to inflict self-harm. You begin to destroy your own property and so forth. And then another thing that should not be is that we force our will onto anyone. That is something that Satan does. He forces his will because he has a God complex, and we should not be like him. We should not try to force our will onto anyone. And so that is the reason why wrath, one of the reasons why wrath is so dangerous and why we should not let anger linger, because anger can lead to a lot of things, and especially wrath. Hallelujah. So wrath had to have made the works of the flesh list, mentioning Galatians 5 verses 19 to 21. It made that list. That list that says that if we do those things, we will not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. And so wrath is up there. And why? Because it is a dangerous state of mind to be in, wrath. If you are in a drunken state of wrath, then peace and patience is absent. So flesh is involved. Flesh is involved when we try to force our will onto someone. And flesh is involved when we are in that drunken state. We are not walking in the spirit. If we are in the spirit of wrath, we are now in the spirit of the flesh. And that's dangerous situation to be in. So wrath is on that list for a purpose, a very, very good purpose. Hallelujah. The message that the Most High wants to make clear to us today is that wrath should not be on our tree. It is a rotten fruit. And if we should have any fruit on our tree, it should be the fruits of the Spirit. Because when the fruits of the Spirit is present, then wrath is absent. And the fruits of the Spirit is contrary to wrath, like the fruit of long suffering, temperance, peace, love, joy, gentleness, goodness, meekness, and faith. When you think about all those fruit, you know that if wrath is present, then those fruits are absent. If wrath is present, peace is gone, joy is gone, long suffering is gone, meekness is gone, temperance is gone. All of those fruits disappear when we become drunken in that spirit. So anger is not a sin. But when we allow anger to linger, to build up, to manifest, and it becomes wrath, that is a sin. And you say, why? Because if you are that angry, you're not loving your neighbor as yourself. If you're that angry, you do not have patience. You're trespassing against your neighbor. You're trespassing against the Most High. And you're trespassing against your own self. The next time you get extremely angry, how do you feel? Ask yourself, when it's all said and done, how do you feel after that? Do you feel good about yourself? Do you feel like you are aligned with the word of the Most High? Do you feel like if you was to die on the spot in that drunken state of wrath, that the Most High would be pleased? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself so you can understand why wrath had to make that list on the works of the flesh, because indeed it is a works of the flesh. It is a spirit that we should not have in us. Wrath. It is dangerous. And if it's all possible, we should strive not to be angry at all. Yes, we should be upset. But when it becomes to the point where we are angry and it becomes to the point of wrath, we should strive for it not to be so. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8, and it says, be sober, be vigilant. We went over this. Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walking about seeking whom he may devour. And so if you are battling anger, you need deliverance. You do. Because to live in a state of anger is not a good place to be. We are supposed to live in a state of peace, joy, long suffering, temperance, meekness, and so forth. To live in a state of anger is not good. It's not healthy. It is bad for your health. And if you're living in a state of anger, you should also seek help if you need to, like counseling. To live in a state of anger can send you backwards. It can cause you to lose friendships, to lose relationships, to lose employment. So that is not a good place to be. You cannot go from 0 to 100 real quick. You have to calm down and check yourself. You have to fast, pray, do whatever is necessary, but you have to get out of that state of anger. Whatever it is that is making you extremely angry, let go and give it to the Most High. Cast your burdens onto HaMashiach, the Messiah. Hallelujah, because he cares for you. Hallelujah. And so I want to encourage you all to let wrath go. And if possible, try not to be angry. Hallelujah. All praises be unto the Most High Yah through his only begotten Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Until the next time, beautiful people, have yourself a blessed day and week. Hallelujah. Shalom.